Hello, I'm back. I thought we could have a little dinner smoothie mukbang and catch up chit-chat together. Doesn't it look good? Isn't that color just scrumptious? It actually tastes about 8 million times better than it looks, because it doesn't look good. It's actually my second one that I'm having for dinner. It took me so long to set up the whole filming system that I kind of drank the first one as I was setting up, and then I thought, that was good, I need another. I must have another. So it's green because of the fresh organic kale and bok choy that are in there. I really hardly even taste them at all, thank God. We also have frozen banana, frozen strawberries, I think some kiwi. I took the fruit that was left over from my kids' lunch boxes and tossed that in there. And Frugal Daddy went dumpster diving a few days ago and came home with 4 cases of Chiquita bananas, organic. 4 cases. So we have a lot of bananas, and we have a lot of bananas in the freezer, and there are a lot of bananas in here, and I think total today I've probably consumed about 7 bananas, because I also had 2 smoothies for breakfast. I know, 2. Pig, pig, piggy, pig, pig. 2 for breakfast, 2 for dinner. But all those smoothies had a lot of bananas, and I think I brought 2 or 3 bananas to work too. The straw was stuck to my lip. Alright, so anyway, with all the sweetness from the bananas and the strawberries and the other fruit, it just tastes fruity and banana-ish. It doesn't taste all green. Just saying, healthy. And then it also has magical things in it like chia seeds and bee pollen. Is that thunder? What did I say? Chia seeds, bee pollen, flax, hemp stuff. Anyway, it's healthy. So, I have not uploaded a video for about the past 2 weeks or more. I don't know, I've lost track. So I know you're all wondering why? Where has she gone? What's going on? We've been having technological difficulties in the Frugal family household. I left the phone that I use for filming in my car by accident. Okay, Frugal Daddy, it was an accident. And I didn't lock the car, and it seems to have been stolen. So that kind of put the kibosh on a lot of filming. And Frugal Daddy really didn't want to share his phone with me, even though there's no way I could have gotten his stolen too. Then when we kind of had that situation temporarily remedied, we had this problem where the computer wouldn't read the stuff off the phone. So if I did film, I couldn't get it onto the computer and upload it, and so then I just stopped bothering filming, because what was the point? I know, pretty exciting story. So what have we been up to in these past several weeks, you're wondering? Well, Frugal Daddy has done some impressive dumpster diving, and he even brought home a gazebo, like a gazebo kit, a gazebo that you have to put together yourself. Do you know what I'm talking about? They have these at Lowe's and Home Depot in their patio furniture areas. It's a gazebo that you put together. We had one several years ago, and we really enjoyed it. And we used to sit out there in the evening with the little fairy lights twinkling. We would play board games. But when Hurricane Sandy came along and the winds were blowing, the hurricane blew the gazebo across the yard into the little fish pond and just bent it all the hell out of shape and ruined it, and then we didn't have a gazebo anymore. It stuck to my lip again. So anyway, it's pretty cool that Frugal Daddy found a gazebo. I think it's actually quite a bit nicer than the one we had. And the bananas. I think one of the last videos I filmed but did not upload was an update on my garden. I know, you missed it. And I'm not gonna put that one up because it's so out of date now. I mean, The pea plants in the video were like that, and now they're like that. That's significantly different. On the topic of vegetables, the garden is growing quite nicely, but I also joined a CSA farm. It's the Honeybrook Organic Farm. CSA stands for Community Supported Agriculture, so you pay your membership fee, and then you go once a week on your pickup day and you pick up vegetables and some fruits. Now, you're saying to yourselves, that's not frugal. She's paying money. There's no paying money for anything. And she has her own garden. What the hell's going on here? Calm down. I will explain it. We had belonged to the CSA farm. We probably did it 7 or 8 years in a row. That was our vegetable supply line right there. But last summer, I was off from work because Frugal Daddy had surgery and I was home taking care of everything. So last summer, we didn't join the CSA and we had our own garden of vegetables in our own backyard. So this year, I was like, okay, we're such great gardeners now. We're planting our own vegetable garden. But now that we're vegan and we are pounding in the vegetables, will it be enough? Will I be able to grow enough back there in the backyard to satisfy the growing vegetation needs of the vegan family? Keeping in mind that my college-age daughter will be living off campus her senior year in an apartment, so we'll have her own little kitchen. So basically I need to supply her with food too, so I have to have enough vegetables for her. And I can't grow that many because I'm really not that great a gardener. So I decided, yes, I'm going to join the CSA again this year. And with the combination of that plus my own garden, I'm going to have enough for the whole family for our vegetable needs until a year from now. I'm planning to have this work for a whole year, meaning there should be enough surplus that I can freeze and perhaps learn how to do some canning, which I've never done before. Well, actually, I did it once with my grandmother. We made jam. It was a long time ago. It was in the 70s. I didn't know what we were doing, and there was boiling water. It was scary. But really, I've never done any canning, but I'm kind of interested in learning how. So anyway, freezing and canning. So I want to get enough from my garden plus the CSA to cover us all for this season all the way through the whole year. Do you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Do you know what I'm saying? Okay. Yesterday was my first pickup day at the CSA farm. You go once a week. They have this little farm shed kind of thing, and you pick up your vegetables there that have already been harvested, but they're also field vegetables, like pick your own vegetables, like stuff you go pick yourself, which is actually really, really fun and really makes you appreciate having a desk job because it's really, really exhausting. Fun, but exhausting. And yesterday, I got the kale and bok choy and some garlic and salad mix, like spring mix, and cilantro. I can't remember. I can't even remember now. But I also did go out into the fields and I picked peas, which was really fun, and some herbs and strawberries. 4 quarts. 4 quarts of organic strawberries I picked. And they are so amazingly delicious. The CSA membership goes from the last week of May. It always varies every year when it opens. It depends on the weather and farmery stuff. But last week of May generally goes all the way up to Thanksgiving. And usually the first few weeks there's not that much. But I thought yesterday for the first week was a lot because normally we're not picking 4 quarts of strawberries right off the bat, so that was a lot. So what does it cost? There's where we're going. What does this cost? I forget what the total amount is for the whole 6 months, but it comes down to less than $18.40 a week. A little less than $18.40 a week for half a year's worth of vegetables, but you're paying up front. So go ahead and do the math. It was $400 and something. But I don't think $18 $18.38 a week. Okay, it's $18.38 a week. I don't think that's that much for vegetables that are gonna feed your whole family and generate enough for you to pack your freezers and do canning and stuff to last all winter. That's really extremely frugal. That is so budget friendly. It's not even funny. You should be spending at least $18.38 a week for vegetables, even just for yourself, but certainly for your family. You should. Fruits and vegetables are the most important thing to eat. And as the summer season gets going and you're moving into fall, oh my God, the amount of food you bring home is unbelievable. And keep in mind, this is organic. Oh my God. They grow these massive watermelons, and then you have pumpkins in the fall, and there are things we get in the spring like the lettuce mixes and the leafy things and the spinach and the kale, and then they're a little bit in the summer. Some of that tapers off a bit because it's too hot, and then you have like a whole second round of harvesting that in the fall. And then the tomatoes. 1 week you go and you'll be picking up 8 pounds of tomatoes, and it's like, oh my God, that's a lot of tomatoes. And the next week you go and it's 12 pounds of tomatoes plus the other kind of tomatoes you can go out in the field and pick yourself. And they got the raspberries and the blackberries and the okra. Okra really hurts when you pick it. If there's something on it, it hurts. Wear gloves. What else? Oh, flowers. Flowers. They have flowers you can go pick yourself. They'll have cabbage and corn and beans and kale and spinach and bok choy and cucumbers and peppers and onions and potatoes. I mean, it's actually quite amazing. So I don't think that that is a bad investment. That's actually a really good investment. And like I said, every year we have 2 extra freezers. We have 2 extra freezers, and every year we have packed them to the gills with the excess produce. Like, you'll go and you'll pick up all this stuff for salads and stuff and eggplant and all this stuff, and then before you know it, you're going back and it's like 8 more heads of lettuce. I have only eaten 2 of last week's heads of lettuce. I still have lettuce. It's so much. The bounty's amazing, and yes, I do share it. So for those of you who are going to say, oh, poor you, too much produce, why don't you share it, Amy? I do share it. I do share it. So there, I share it. I have people I share it with. So produce, we're good, we're supplied for sure. In the past couple of weeks, because I haven't been doing YouTube at all, I have realized how much time making the videos takes and how much time it takes away from my family. I had a lot more time with my family in the last couple of weeks, and I thought, interesting. Maybe I should do a lot less of this YouTube stuff because, you know, it's fun. It's like a super fun hobby for me, but it isn't really paying, and it's interfering with my maternal duties. So, I don't know. I don't know what that means for the future of financial freedom for real people. Honestly, this is the sweetest cat. The sweetest. But she smells so bad. Don't be insulted. Look, she's so insulted. Was that hurtful? Was that a hurtful thing to say? A lot of pets don't like being called that either. So anyway, I want to keep making videos and so forth, but I've got to figure out how to do it where it just doesn't cut into family time so much. I don't want to just rehash the same old topics all the time, because it basically comes down to you need to spend less than you earn. Maybe I just need to not make so many mistakes while I'm filming so it won't take me so long to edit. I know what I wanted to talk about. For those of you who've loved me enough to make it this far in the video, I feel like, I don't know, not so much that I'm having a nervous breakdown or a midlife crisis, but something like the 2 of those put together. I've realized that I gotta get away. Like, I can't do this anymore. I do not want to live in New Jersey for the rest of my life. I just don't. This is the most densely populated state, and I just don't like people enough to want to live in the most densely populated state. I just don't. I like the people I know. No, I'm not a densely populated area kind of person. I'm feeling somewhat unsettled about the future of everything. I want to have an escape route. I think I want to move north. I've actually said this for many, many years. I may not have said it to you all, but I have been saying it. I want to move to New England. I went to college in New England. I spent a lot of summers in New England when I was growing up. And ideally, if one could, I think one would move to the Canadian Rockies. But I can't, so New England is what I'm aiming for. But why Canadian Rockies? Why? Because global warming, right? Move north for one thing, because moving south makes no sense. It's just going to get too hot, and they're not going to have any fresh water. And having an ongoing supply of fresh, potable water, that's a big issue for this whole planet. So you don't want to move south where you're going to have droughts all the time. Move north. And why the Rockies? Because with the global warming, sea levels are rising. You don't want to be in the plains. You don't want to be near the beach because you're going to be totally underwater soon. I mean, maybe not you and maybe not soon, but your grandchildren maybe, or great-grandchildren, or future generations. So I want to plan for the future generations of my family by getting that piece of property up the mountain. You know, I don't think moving to the Canadian Rockies right now is the most viable plan for the Frugal family, but I would like to live near the Canadian border. Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont area, just super, super far north in the woods. But I'd also like to be on a lake. Right now we live on the river. We like being near the water. It's interesting. It's entertaining. I really want to be on a lake, and there are a lot of lakes in Maine. So I'm formulating my escape plan. I'm just trying to figure out what the time frame is going to be and how to get out of Dodge. Now, a lot of you might not know this about me, but I know how to chop wood with an axe. And I know how to do it the right way. The safe, approved by the American Camping Association Junior Maine Guide way of felling trees and chopping wood. So, when I live in New England and we're semi-off-grid and we have our little pot-bellied stove and our fireplaces and so forth, I can chop the wood. I can do that. I can chop wood. My survival skills are amazing. Speaking of which, though, I told Frugal Daddy we need to make a list of things we need to learn how to do before we move to just this side of the Canadian border. And I think I need to learn to shoot a rifle or shotgun or both. We're not going to go hunting because we're going to still be vegan. But if the zombies are coming at us through the woods, I think a shotgun is probably a pretty good defense, right? It could blow the zombie's head completely off. You just never know. I mean, it could be Mad Max anytime. It's all Margaret Atwood, post-apocalyptic society has fallen. It's all that. That's all what's coming. I'm gonna be ready with my canned foods, my matches, and my rifle. Frugality-wise, I'm feeling a little uncomfortable with the fact that I have 3 lights on in this room right now to create enough light for filming, and that just feels so utterly wrong. So on that note, I'm going to say goodbye so I can turn off these lights and go play Pop-O-Matic Trouble with my little kids. Thank you all for watching. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.